What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, man. Real quick talk about these pay-per-view numbers as they come in for Errol Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia, trending at over or headed towards over 400,000 pay-per-view buys. That, along with 525,000 people that showed up to the fight with an average ticket price of $171, is a awesome performance by Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia financially, and it sets up Errol Spence Jr. as the money man in the welterweight division. Now, before I get into that though, I want to welcome you back to the channel, subscribers. If you're not subscribed, what you waiting for? Hit the subscription button, hit the bell icon, let me know what you think about the video, share the video. Also, I hope you'd accept my invitation to tune into the live streams that we have in the morning every Monday through Friday, start time between 10:30 and 10:45 a.m. And also check us out on the Patreon. We're doing it over there too. Now, 300, let's give you the total dollar amount off of just the numbers that we know. Obviously, this is gross numbers and there are other things that come into play, but these are the numbers that have been published so far. Okay, so if they wind up at 400,000 pay-per-view buys, it's $75 a pop. That is $30 million for the pay-per-view. The average ticket price for the event was $171. There was 47,525 of those, so that would make a gate of $8,126,775. That would mean that the combination between the gate and the pay-per-view would gross $38,126,775. I think that it is safe to say that Errol Spence Jr., since he won that fight it was an absolutely one-sided boxing clinic, that Errol Spence Jr. is now, without a doubt, the man in the welterweight division, and he might be one of the biggest money men of all in boxing. I would still say that he would, and this is where there's gonna be some people that are gonna disagree with me. This numbers look like on Fox that it will be slightly higher than, or about 75,000 pay-per-view buys higher than what Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury did. I would say though, and this people know that I'm a big fan of Errol Spence Jr., that Deontay Wilder was there by himself for the most part, because don't nobody in the United States know who Tyson Fury is outside of hardcore boxing fans. And Errol Spence Jr. had a dancing partner with Mikey Garcia, so I think that that helped his numbers relative to Deontay Wilder. But you know how it works. To the victor goes the spoils. To the victor goes the spoils. It was Errol Spence Jr. that took center stage. Errol Spence Jr. that made his whopping huge debut on pay-per-view. Now, what does this mean for the rest of the welterweight division? That means that these guys are all going to be hustling to fight Errol Spence Jr. Of course, we know that there's Manny Pacquiao out there, and Manny Pacquiao also, by the way, did good numbers for his pay-per-view that he had on Showtime with Adrian Brawner and himself, Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Brawner. They did 400,000 pay-per-view buys on Showtime back, I believe that was in January that fight was. So, but that was without the gate, because I think that was, yeah, that was in Vegas. I'm not sure what the gate was there, but just say pretty much Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. was as big a fight, or a bigger fight, because they had 47,000 people that showed up, than Adrian Brawner, Manny Pacquiao. And seeing as Errol Spence Jr., Manny Pacquiao had bigger name recognition than pretty much anybody in boxing other than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Adrian Brawner is probably the best, one of the best known, biggest names in American boxing. So to have Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia's numbers match that tells you that these guys are popular fighters. But Errol Spence, like I said, Errol Spence Jr. won the fight. So credit goes to Errol Spence Jr., man. That's just how it works. And the rest of these guys hopefully will wind up trying to make the fight. Now, obviously the next big money fight would then be Errol Spence Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is talking as if he's not worried about Errol Spence Jr. in this regard. He's saying that Errol Spence Jr. doesn't punch that hard, compared him to some, muscle-bound super bantamweight that he fought back in the day. And I hope that he takes a fight. I mean, for the sake of Errol Spence Jr. and the sake of the spectacle around it. Personally, I think that Manny Pacquiao is not going to win that fight. I think that is pretty much a beatdown for Errol Spence Jr. And I can go through that in a different video. But the main reason why I think that it would be a fight that would absolutely be huge is because there's going to be a lot of people that don't believe that Errol Spence Jr. can beat Manny Pacquiao. And the same way that you had a lot of people believing that Mikey Garcia could beat Errol Spence, you're going to have even more people thinking that Manny Pacquiao can beat him. Man, I think that Errol Spence Jr. might just really be in a very magical type of situation, man. Where similar to the kind of what happened with Floyd Mayweather Jr. when he started showing up on pay-per-views. His first pay-per-view was with Arturo Gatti. Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s first pay-per-view was against Arturo Gatti, also somebody that was pretty well known, and actually was probably by the general consensus at the time was a more popular fighter than Floyd Mayweather Jr. was. And their initial pay-per-view back in, I think it was 2005, was about 325,000 pay-per-views. So this is Errol Spence Jr. Debuting to a larger number of pay-per-view buyers than Floyd Mayweather Jr. had on his first trip against a likewise popular fighter against Arturo Gatti and Mikey Garcia, in front of a much bigger crowd of 47,000 people. This really does bode well, man. This is a tremendous pay-per-view debut for him. Now, the Manny Pacquiao fight obviously would probably be the biggest financial follow-up to that. And if he did it, I could really see Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence Jr. doing a million pay-per-view buys. There were some people like Richard Schaefer believed that Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia could do a million pay-per-view buys. I really wasn't there. I thought between 300, 350,000. So this exceeded my expectation. If these numbers, pan out to be the case, pay-per-view is really, really funny, man, because we are never going to really wind up knowing what it's at. But I know so far that the count at this point is over 300,000, and it's trending towards 400,000. So more than likely, that's going to be where it falls out, where it falls at. That's absolutely tremendous. Terrence Crawford. This is now, I'm definitely amped up to try to make sure that I buy Terrence Crawford's pay-per-view versus Amir Khan. This right here is going to be a real big thing, man. If Terrence Crawford's pay-per-view buys don't get over 200,000, man, Errol Spence Jr. more than likely is going to be looking down his nose at Terrence Crawford. But Amir Khan obviously is not as popular in the United States as Mikey Garcia is in the United States. So, there'll be that argument that Terrence Crawford fans can make. But anyway, that fight needs to happen between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence just because of the skill set of the fighters. But anyway, congratulations to Errol Spence Jr. And let me rub it in the faces. I like to do. I'd like to rub it in the faces of people that swear that fight is going to flop. I do believe that there were people out there in the UK that were saying, why in the world is this on pay-per-view? $75 pay-per-view, this thing is going to flop. There ain't no way you can consider a fight where the revenue between the gate and the fight is $39 million. And it just goes back to, what I always say, man. People aren't from the United States, man. Y'all probably just need to sit down and watch what's going to happen and listen, because you really don't have a lot of, anticipation or, a lot of understanding of what the market is. Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. was peanut butter and chocolate. That shit was going to work like Reese's peanut butter cup. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.